Hi everybody, it's Linda Johnston here. Now this video that I'm doing this morning is for women who are 40 plus, and the reason for that is because I'm going to be looking at the midlife stage. And the reason that I'm doing that is because there is very little information for women around this stage of life. Now I know that we hear a lot about menopause and how that affects women. That's only a small part of it. If I could just give you a little bit of information and sort of tell you a little bit about my story and why I feel so passionate about this. Whenever I turned 50, I can remember waking up and thinking, what has happened to my life? It's almost as if up to that point I was just so busy with my family, with my children, you know, doing all the things that we need to do in that stage of life, that I just woke up and I thought, I'm 50. But from that stage onward, there was times and I just thought, what is wrong with me? I could feel this sense of just sadness within. I could feel this sense of lostness. And I just didn't understand what was going on. And I'd spoken to a few friends who felt the same, but really that nobody had any answers about what was happening. And I suppose some people would have said, oh, it's just the menopause. Whenever I was studying psychology, I suppose I tended to look at more child development and sort of trying to understand who we were as individuals from that early stage. And the midlife stage I never even looked at, but actually it is a specific stage when you look at the whole lifespan development. So I began to research it and I couldn't believe what I found. I realised that this was not just something that I was going through personally. This was an actual stage of life that is a process, it is a transition that we all go through, sort of 40 plus. I would say now it's probably more people coming into their 50s. It used to be 40 was the time when people talked about the crisis. But I think we've moved forward more into our 50s now because we're living longer and several other things as well. This stage of life has a lot to do with loss. So we are losing, there are lots of losses. It can be the loss of our children who have left home. It can be the loss of a job. Maybe we finished a job. It could be the loss of relationships. It could be the loss of parents. There are many, many losses that happen at this stage of life. But also it's a time where, you know, up until this point we've been setting structures in place. There were things happening. Those things are no longer necessary in our lives. So we're left feeling, now what? What are we supposed to do now after this stage? It's all new. It's brand new. So it's a journey that we have not been before. And it's very much about an inner journey. It's about finding ourselves again. And it's sometimes been called the second adolescence because it's like we're finding our identity, our second identity. We need to know who we are. Who am I? Who am I now if I'm not the mother? Who am I now if I'm not in that job? Because we very much, our roles define us. So this is a time of exploration. And I know for me, it was a time that I explored things myself. And I wish I had other people that I could have worked this through with. Other people didn't have any answers either, so I just had to explore it myself. So what I want to do is to share what I have learned over probably a 6-year period that I processed everything within myself, and I now have come out the other side. So that's whenever I got my tattoos done of my butterflies, because I felt like I was free again. I'd come through that whole messy, horrible process and I'd come out the other side. And I really want to share this with as many women as I possibly can. So I designed a program that I am now going to run, and I decided that I was going to do it over a period of time. So the thing is, at this time of life, this process is not a quick fix. It's not something that's going to be sorted in one evening workshop. So what I've decided to do is to do it over a period of 3 months. So November, I'm going to run a 1-day program. December I will run a one-day program, and January I will run a one-day program. Then in between those programs I will be offering a session of one-to-one coaching. So the reason I wanted to offer that was because while it's wonderful to work in the group, sometimes there are things that may come up that you think, I just need that sort of more intimate conversation. So I will be offering that 3 times through the program. And you also get a really comprehensive workbook, which is all that you need in order to go through this whole process. So if you're interested, I would ask you to contact me on the details that I'll leave at the end of this video. So this is your opportunity to get together with a group of other like-minded women, and it's going to be a fabulous time. I can promise you that it will be time well spent. This is about you investing in yourself. You know, in the middle years, it talks about the accommodating years, because we are accommodating everybody else. We're accommodating our families. We have to go to work. We've got to do all the things that we need to do. So this is now your time. This is a time for you to invest in yourself. Give yourself permission to invest in yourself. It will be time and money well spent. So by the time January comes of next year, you will be good to go, and you will be ready to enter into 2019 refreshed and renewed. So that to me sounds amazing. So thank you for listening, and I very much look forward to seeing you.